the Iranian plot, was this an act of war?
After I look at all of the information provided by the intelligence community, the military, then I could make that decision. I can't make that decision because I'm not privy to all of that information.
You don't have a view about what the Iranians have done?
I do have a view. But what I'm saying, David, is I'm not going to say it was an act of war based upon news reports, with all due respect. I would hope that the president and all of his advisors are considering all of the factors in determining just how much the Iranians participated.
How would President Cain respond to this?
Well, President Cain would first make sure that he's making the right decision based upon all of the information. I, as a candidate, don't have all of the information. So at this point, I can't say how I would respond. If it's an act of war, and the evidence suggests that, then I am going to consult with my advisors and say, what are our options?
What about foreign policy advisors? Who has shaped your thinking about the U.S. and the world in foreign policy?
I've looked at the writings of people like Ambassador John Bolton. I've looked at the writings of Dr. Henry Kissinger, K.T. McFarland, someone who I respect.
Would you describe yourself as a neoconservative then?
I'm not sure what you mean by neoconservative. I am a conservative, yes. Neoconservative labels sometimes will put you in a box. I'm very conservative.
But you're familiar with the neoconservative movement?
I'm not familiar with the neoconservative movement. I'm familiar with the conservative movement. And let me define what I mean by the conservative movement. Less government, less taxes, more individual responsibility.
Were the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan a mistake?
I don't think the war in Iraq was a mistake, because there were a lot of other reasons we needed to go to Iraq, and there have been a lot of benefits that have come out of Iraq. Now, that being said, I don't agree with the president's approach to draw down 40,000 troops and basically leave that country open to attacks by Iran. Iran has already said that they want to wait until America leaves.
So President Cain would want, even beyond the deadline, leave American troops there?
I would want to leave American troops there if that was what the commanders on the ground suggested, and I believe that that's what they are saying.
How would you define victory in Afghanistan?
In Afghanistan, victory is, can we leave Afghanistan in a situation where they can defend themselves? I don't know if that's possible right now, because here again, what do the commanders on the ground say? What does the intelligence community say? A lot of analysis needs to go into determining whether or not there is a definition of victory in Afghanistan.